Good evening, our beloveds. Our another has listened to our two prior messages and is less than enthused. She again wants something to wow you, even though there were aspects in each that were meaningful even to her. So, where shall we go? Where shall we go? Where shall we go? So the most recent message within her own ether is the lover of her soul. And so we ask you, who is the lover of your soul? And what we mean by that is not the obvious answer, but a pastor, a preacher, a teacher, a mentor. Who was the lover of your soul who taught you, from a biblical perspective, if you will, what love looks like, right? When you look at Jesus, Jesus was here to teach love, and yet many of the hateful, spiteful Christians speak anything but love. So who was your mentor or teacher within the Christian edict? Who was the lover of your soul? And if you haven't found somebody, we suggest you start looking, because if you still use the biased perspective of, I am better than you, and somehow there is not enough to go around, then you are not a true Christian. It is just that simple. Now, does it really matter at the end of the day? Yes and no. Yes, it matters because what you do has a ripple effect. No, it doesn't matter because you all get recycled to the same place. But how you live your life, whether it is based on love or hatred, matters because you create either a toxic space or environment, or you create a healing space that invites others in and offers vulnerability as a solution to your sinful, in quotes, behavior. Because the sin that you suffer from is to believe that you are a sinner. You have never been separated from the divine. You have always been loved and encouraged and inspired to become the best version of yourself. And yet somehow these hateful and spiteful people have told you otherwise. You need not do anything or be anything or say anything or believe in anything to be saved, because you simply are of source and shall return to source. But what you do still matters, because if you offer love and compassion and contribution to the healing of others' souls, your life review will look vastly different, and your impact on the collective consciousness will also look different. So we would encourage you all just to go within and say, who is the lover of your soul? Who showed you or taught you what absolute, unconditional love looks like, feels like, smells like, tastes like, hears like? How does it float about you? And if you have never experienced this, we would encourage you to step outside of your particular faith and find something different that you may consider a wee bit woo-woo, but find teachers, any teacher who speaks and models unconditional love from a space of grace and compassion and humility. Humility being the most important of those three, believe it or not, because the least amongst you are the greatest. We will teach more in the coming weeks, as we have a particular series that we started today that our another is not ready to share yet, because she's just not. But we will share when she is ready, because we hope that it will change your mind on a sector of society, and that you will begin to revere those that you have marginalized and made fun of, to be honest, whom you have institutionalized and called crazy. Those, believe it or not, are your greatest teachers, and we will come around full circle when it is time to unveil the next healing of humanity by bringing about the resurrection of Christ from within that particular community, as each one claims to be Christ in many ways, on many days. And there we shall leave it today. And so it is. Namaste.